Annika.
And I'm Jessica. Today we invited a guest from Princeton High School who immigrated to the US from France in her freshman year.
She'll share some experiences on the cultural differences, her opinions, and some tips for newly immigrated students just like her. Have fun!
Hello, we're Princeton Connect.
Today we have Violette here with us, and she's gonna talk to us about her immigration experience.
So Violette, could you do a little introduction in French and then in English? So say your name, grade, and when you immigrated.
Ok. Bonjour, je m'appelle Violette. Je suis une senior à Princeton High School et je suis arrivée aux États-Unis en 2016. Hi, my name is Violette. I'm a senior at Princeton High School and I immigrated here in 2016.
Perfect. All right, so when you first came to the US, what was your first impression on Americans or like America as a whole? And like, how was it? Was it different or similar to your expectations? How was it like?
When I first got here, I was very impressed by the size of everything. Even the trees, I thought everything was just huge.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The roads were huge, the cars were huge, the trees were huge, houses were huge. I was like, wow, everything is so big.
So it's not as crowded, you think?
Oh yeah, like everything is much more like
spread out.
Extended and spread out, yeah. In France, everything is a little bit more like crowded and linked together, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So like what about like the school system? Were there any differences in like the classes or
Yeah, everything is different. Everything works differently. In France, you don't get to choose your classes really. You kind of just like get them and then you get a class where you're going to be with that same class with the same people in every classes. So it works by class. Basically, you have like, for example, you have freshman 1, freshman 2, all of that. And in America, I was very confused at first. I was like, wow, I get to choose my classes, and I'm not going to be with the same people. This is crazy. How am I going to make friends? I don't get it.
Well, then were you open to reaching out to people or more shy? Did you think people would like be open to help you?
I was kind of shy and stressed out, like especially on my first day because everything was new and I couldn't really speak English. So I was like, haha, where am I going and what do I do?
So like, did you have any English experience at all when you first arrived or like just completely new language?
I had 1 year of English class basically in France, but that didn't really help me because it was very like beginner English. So I was able to like kind of say who I am and where I'm from, but I couldn't have any conversation like I'm having right now. It was very basic English.
Yeah, but it surprised me that you only came for 4 years because like your English is very good.
Your English is really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so did you have any instances, like can you tell us some stories where you might have had trouble communicating or like just I guess reaching out to people when you need help, like in your life and like not just in school?
Well, there were times where I felt a little bit alone because I wanted to ask questions and I wanted to ask people about like, I guess the school and how it works, or like who can I reach out to for certain questions that I have about school, or just like in general about like the culture and what is okay to do and what is not okay to do in America. And I was like, I'm not sure if I can ask, and I'm not sure who to ask. Should I ask a teacher? Should I ask a friend? Should I ask my counselor? So most of the time I reached out to my parents because I thought they would know better than I would. But yeah, I was like, I just don't know how to ask it and who to ask.
Right. So could you describe some obvious cultural differences that you noticed? So like lifestyle, etiquettes, or like entertainments, anything like that?
Yeah. There's a lot of cultural differences between America and France, but the most obvious one that I picked on right away in my first days at Princeton High School and all of that was how people dress. I was like, wow, everybody's like so relaxed on how they dress.
Oh, yeah.
They're not anxious about what people are going to say, because my first day of school, I dressed very like nicely. I was like, I gotta make a first good impression. But I think people were kind of like, wow, she dressed very nicely for like school. People were in sweatpants and all of that. And I was like, I can wear sweatpants at school? That's so cool.
Yeah, so like the French fashion is very different, right? Did everyone in France care more about like what they wore outside publicly?
Yeah, definitely. French people are very like into fashion just as the cultural thing. And also I guess as like just for them, they want to dress nicely. I don't know if it's to prove a point or if it's just because they want to. I never really like got it because I never really got that much into fashion even in France. I just knew I couldn't go to school in sweatpants because
like that was the norm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So well, up to today, like you've been here for 4 years. Do you still feel that you're French, or do you feel like you've adapted to the American culture?
I feel like I adapt to American culture when I'm around Americans. But at home, I'm still myself, and I'm still very French, I suppose.
So you would speak French in your family too?
I speak French with them, but because I'm so used to speaking in English all the time, I tend to speak English even at home. It's a switching back and forth from French and English all the time.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So, yeah. Okay. So, what's your favorite thing about like being kind of part of both cultures?
I think I'm very lucky that I got to experience both French culture and American culture, and it kind of built me up as like who I am, my personality, and my points of view, and just like everything I became. It's like I picked from American culture and American like ways of doing things, and I still have some French culture in me and French beliefs and all of that, you know. And I'm also very lucky to be bilingual and to speak French and English fluently.
Yeah. And like, don't you also learn another language in school as well? Are you learning?
I learned Japanese at school. Yeah.
So that's like really cool. Yeah, you get that advantage. Do you still visit France often? And when you go back, do you see that cultural change? Like, I would
feel like you belong, or like do you like talk to your friends?
Still, are you still adapted to that culture, or have you changed a bit?
I do see the difference between my French friends and my American friends and how I feel about it. And a lot of the time, my French friends, they're like, ooh, you're so American now. Like, okay, we see you, ha ha ha. I'm literally just being myself here. I'm not American, and I guess I'm not as French as I used to be. It's like I'm a mix of both. So both countries like friends see me as an American and America see me as a French. So I'm like kind of in between.
Well, that's what makes you unique too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think a lot of kids from other countries experience the same thing.
Yeah.
Where in their home country, they're taken as American, and in America, they're taken as where they come from. Yeah.
So, like, what are some tips you would give to other new immigrants, like when they first came here?
Yeah. Tips I'd give to immigrant kids is if you speak English, that's very good. And you should totally like join teams and clubs and just try to make as much friends as you can. Even if you're not going to be friends with those people forever, just trying to make as much friends as you can the first year is very important to like at least have people to talk to, people to hang out with, and maybe build a group of friends, because I was very shy and I didn't want to do anything because I was too shy and I couldn't even speak English. So I told my parents, how am I going to make friends if I don't speak English? I can't join a club, I can't join a team until I speak English. And I think that's a mistake I made because it really took a toll on me. Freshman year, if kids from other countries arrive freshman year, it's that 1 year where like they get the chance to make friends, because afterwards people kind of already have their group of friends, and it's like they're like all together in groups, and it's hard to join a group of friends that's already made and like they already all have strong bonds together.
So I think it's always important to just open up, and I think Americans are pretty accepting when you open up to others, and if you just reach out.
But that's something I didn't know, so I was very much into how friends are made in France, and it's kind of hard to make friends in France like quickly. It takes time and work. And I thought it would be the same in America, which is why I was so shy. And I was like, I can't talk to people.
I bet we've all had that experience.
Yeah, like that period of time when we first came here.
But it got better, and I made friends, and now I have friends.
That's good. Okay. I think that's it for today. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for coming here.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.